Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong and welcome to Pointless. This is the show where all the questions have been put to 100 people before the show and all our contestants have to do is come up with the answers that no one else could think of. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, my name is Lou. This is John. He's my husband and we're from Wigan.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Dan. This is Mark and we're friends from Newcastle.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Joe. This is my friend Steve, and we're from Worcester.
And finally, couple number four.
Hello, I'm Sarah from Cleveland, and this is my sister from Bolton.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks to all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. The fact that he never forgets anything means that around the office we've started calling him the Elephant Man. I think that's why we call him that. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Hiya. How are you?
I'm very well.
I'm really looking forward to today's show. I think it's going to be a cracker. We have two returning pairs. Steve and Joe did very well last time, got knocked out in the head-to-head, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Linda and Sarah, who are also very, very good. Unfortunately, came across a tough category with football managers, got knocked out, but I suspect they'll do very well as well. Now, you know, quite often I say to you that someone in our midst has a certain skill or a certain job or something.
Yeah.
There are two people on today's show, and you need to spot them as you go up and down. Two people in our show today are priests.
OK, I'm going to use my
That's
usual
the thing
powers
to
of
do.
deduction.
Just use little...
I ask a couple of questions, a couple of leading questions.
Exactly. You're not allowed to
See if
ask.
I can-
You're not allowed to ask, are you a priest? But anything other question you're allowed to ask, and then you're allowed to have a little guess.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
And we keep giving away the jackpot. 3 days in a row we've given away the jackpot.
I know, our Christmas party's going to be rubbish.
Oh, it'll be fun. I'll do my Elephant Man trick. We'll be fine.
Oh, not again. Oh. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, every question on Pointless has been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants today are looking for a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Yes, Maitland and Andrew won the jackpot again last time, so today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. So, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, the pair with the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, and remember, there is to be no conferring during the round itself. OK, our first category today is World Geography. World Geography. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many capital cities north of Paris as they could. Capital cities north of Paris. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any capital city which is north of Paris. That's any capital city north of Paris. It has to be the capital city of a country that is a sovereign state and a member of the UN, of course. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Lou and John, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Lou, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. What do you do?
I'm a newborn hearing screener.
A newborn hearing screener?
Yes. It says what it
Oh,
does.
no, I see what you mean. I know, that makes sense. I see,
it?
yes, you scan...
Yes.
No, I thought you were sort of born again. I was thinking... I thought I'd found my first priest.
Well, that's these gentlemen here.
No, don't give it away. A newborn hearing screener. No, that I understand.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
Oh, it's very technical.
Well, it must be, because obviously you can't ask them if they heard it.
No, they can't sort of wave or
No.
make little noises, no. Basically, we have a little piece of machinery and we place some sounds into the baby's ear and we just see the little bits inside their ears are responding to sound.
Ah, the little bits.
Yeah, little bits.
Oh, and what do you do?
Obstacles.
What do you do when you're not doing that, Lou?
Well, we have a 7-year-old little boy, Zachary, so that takes up a lot of our time.
He'll be watching right now.
He'll be watching right now.
Hi, Zachary.
There's a lot on it. But when I'm at home, I just like cake.
Oh, what a great answer. Yes, cake.
Cake, really.
Perfect. Any favourite kind of cake?
All cake is good.
All cake is good cake. Never a truer word said. Now then, Lou.
Yes.
We're looking for any capital city that's north of Paris.
I'm going to go with Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, says Lou. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Copenhagen. It's right. 39. I think that's sort of fine, do we think, Copenhagen?
Middlish.
Yeah.
Good start, Lou, especially on that first podium. It is tough on the first podium. That's a good answer. Yeah, it's been the capital of Denmark since 1445.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, Dan, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here. What do you do, Dan?
Well, believe it or not, I'm a Catholic priest.
I think I found our first one, Richard.
But don't forget, I said you're not allowed to say what you do.
You make it so hard.
I know. You should have said something like, do you work in an office or a church? Ask that question.
Do you work in a... are you a priest? No, sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Dan, how long have you been a priest?
I've been a priest now about 5 months, actually.
Oh, so brand new
Yeah.
priest. How's it going?
It's going really well, actually, yeah, really enjoying it.
And where's your parish?
It's in County Durham in the northeast.
Excellent. Now then, Dan, what are you going to give me for a capital city north of Paris?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I think I'm going to go with Oslo.
Oslo, says Dan. Let's see if Oslo's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Is right. 44 for Oslo.
Yeah, capital of Norway, of course. It's so far north it was the site of the Winter Olympics in 1952.
Thanks, Rich. Now, Joe, welcome back.
Hello.
So, Joe, last time... Oh, head-to-head.
So
Not just
close.
head-to-head. You were our golden couple in the head-to-head. Our lowest scoring pair. What happened?
It was the Georges, the presidents of America, that let us down.
That's right. That's right. Now, remind us what you do, Joe.
I work in marketing for a sports management company.
Very good. We only had one sports round as well, didn't we?
Yeah, it was football, wasn't it?
Yeah, football managers.
Strong round for us.
Very good. OK, now, Joe, what are you going to go for here? Capital cities north of Paris.
I've got 3 to choose one. I'm just trying to pick out the answer that's going to get us the lowest score. I'm going to go with Brussels.
Brussels, says Joe. OK, let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. $25. Very well done. Lowest score so far, Joe.
Yeah, it's the closest world capital to Paris as well. It's 266 kilometres away.
Now then, Linda, welcome back to the show. Now, what happened with you last time?
We went out in the second round, football managers.
You did very well on Football Managers. I mean, you knew your stuff on Football Managers. But, yes, we just had an incorrect answer there. That's right.
Me.
We had Rafa Benitez, didn't we? That was the
wasn't
problem
gonna
there.
say
No, well, no, it's fair enough. It's fair.
At least
Well,
it was Spanish.
Exactly, it was exactly. Well said. We had Sarah and Linda on the show last time. They're sisters. Little bit of rivalry between them, I detect. But anyway, I don't know. Linda, what are you going to go for? A capital north of Paris.
Stockholm.
Stockholm. Stockholm, says Linda. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said it. Well, 44 is our high score, 25 our low. You passed 44, 37 you are. 37 for Stockholm.
Yeah, we're having a lovely tour of Scandinavia, aren't we, in round one?
Yeah.
It's so far north. In January, it has 6 hours of sunlight.
Wow.
Stockholm.
Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. 25, the best score of that pass. Joe, very well done to you. Then we travel up to 37, where we find Linda and Sarah, up to 39, Lou and John. Not that far up to 44, where we find Dan and Mark. But Mark, you are the high scorers. So we need a nice low score from you in the next pass. How are you on this? Is your geography good, Mark?
Not good. Not a good category, really.
OK, well, very, very best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, now then, Sarah. Sarah. Was Linda a good sister all her life? Did she? When you were little, did you squabble at all?
No.
No.
No, because there's quite a gap between us, so I was just a nuisance, really. But she always looked after me.
She looked after you.
Yeah.
That's good. And whose idea was it to come on the show? Oh, yeah. You see, you can't even agree on that.
No, I'm sure it was a joint decision.
A joint decision. No, I think that sounds like a very...
I'm getting all the blame, especially after having 100. So.
Well, listen, I have high hopes for you today. I think you're going to do... Every time I say that, people leave at the end of that round. But nonetheless, I do have very high hopes. I also happen to think you're going to have a knockout capital north of Paris.
Reykjavik.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You're on 37. The high scorers at the moment are Mark and Dan on 44, which means 6 or less would mean you avoid becoming the new high scorers. And that's what 6 or less looks like. There's your red line. Let's see how far down the column you get with Reykjavik. It's good. Now, 25 is our low score so far. 29, second lowest. That takes your total up to 66.
Very good answer, yeah, very well played. It's the most northerly capital city in the world, Reykjavik.
Ooh, that is north.
That is north. That gets 4 hours of sunlight a day in the winter.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Steve. Steve, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, remind us what you do, Steve.
I'm a town centre manager for a town called Pershore, based in Wychavon in Worcestershire.
Very good. Pershore sounds beautiful.
It's a very nice Georgian market town, nice river Avon running through it as well, and a nice abbey, so...
It sounds fantastic. And what, of all the things you've done since the management has been under your care, what of all those things is the thing you are most proud of?
Most proud has got to be being involved in the organisation of the Pershore Plum Festival.
The Pershore Plum Festival, I can tell you now, was a triumph.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually, because it recently just won the best event in the region of Worcestershire for the 3rd year in a row, so we're pretty proud at the moment.
The Plum Festival. Please tell me it does involve actual plums.
It does indeed, yeah.
Good.
One of the variants, the Pershore Purple, hence the celebration of the local distinctiveness.
That is brilliant. What did you do for the Pershore Plum Festival?
Oh, it'd take you far too long to answer that. It's a month-long celebration, so using a lot of local businesses and community groups to celebrate the plum.
Do all the shopkeepers have their plums out?
The ones that have good enough plums, yep, they get them on show.
Pop your plums out for the festival.
Absolutely.
It's all in the right spirit, isn't it? That's good. So, Steve, look, there you are on 25. The high scores at the moment are Sarah and Linda on 66. 40 or less sees you into the next round.
Yeah, trying to think of somewhere obviously cold. I would have thought the north, the more north we go. So I'm going to go for Moscow.
Moscow, says Steve. Moscow. Let's see if that's right. There's your red line. If you get below that with Moscow, you're in the next round. .42, that scores you. Well, Sarah and Linda are definitely in round 2. I think you probably are. That takes you up to 67.
Yeah, it's another good answer. It's been a very good round so far from everybody, just picking and choosing these capitals. Yeah, over 10 million people now live in Moscow.
Wow. Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Mark.
Hi.
Mark, do you work in an office?
I don't. I'm a strippogram.
I was sure he was the other vicar. Mark, so how did you and Dan meet?
We studied together in seminary. We trained to be priests at the same time.
How long was your training?
7 years.
7 years?
Yeah, long time.
Wow, that is a long time. That's like becoming a doctor. Yeah.
Doctor of the soul.
A doctor of... There we are, doctor of the soul. Now, OK, Mark, you're on 44. The high scorers on 67 at the moment are Steve and Joe. What are you going to go for? Capital city, north of Paris.
I'm going to take a punt. I'm not sure if it's capital city or not, but I'm going to say Luxembourg.
Luxembourg. OK, Mark has said Luxembourg. Here's your red line. You have to get below that with your answer, Luxembourg. Let's see if you can. Luxembourg, is it right? It is right. And you go through. Look at that, 3. That is the best score of the round by a margin, Mark. Very well done. 47 is your total.
Brilliant answer, Mark. That's a terrific answer. But for an extra point, can you tell me what it's the capital of?
Luxembourg.
It is, well done. It's actually the closest in latitude to Paris of anything on this list.
Oh, he's cutting it fine.
Yeah, really cutting it fine.
Hence the low score.
That's why he got so few points, yeah.
Yeah. Very well done. Now, John. John, welcome to the show. Oh, it's a little bit tense at this stage. Not a bad answer from Lou in the first pass there, but you're on 39. The high scores on 67 are Steve and Joe, so you have to score 27 or less. Now, John, what do you do?
I'm a computer systems analyst, Ander.
And what do you do in your spare time, John?
I do a lot of sports, or I try to at least. There's bits of me falling off now, I'm afraid, as I get older, so I do a lot of swimming now. I used to play a lot of football and do some martial arts as well at one time.
Now then, John, there you are, 39. What are you going to go for?
OK, I've got a really risky one, but I'm not sure if they're a member of the UN. So I think I'll stick to one of my original answers, which probably aren't members of the UN either.
Well, hang on, wait a minute.
It's less risky.
Okay.
It's less risky.
Okay.
And I'll go for Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo.
There's your red line. Get below that. Lou, what do you think? Tokyo? Is that good cake, bad cake?
It's middling cake.
Middling. Oh, my favourite kind. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Tokyo. No, bad luck, John. Bad luck. I'm afraid an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, takes your total up to an unbeatable 139.
Yeah, sorry, John. As far north as Reykjavik is above Paris, Tokyo is about that far south of Paris.
Is it really?
Yeah, a long way south. A long way south, I'm afraid.
Okay.
It's interesting, actually, because I think every single answer on this list is European. I think even somewhere like Ottawa in Canada is not further north than Paris. And I bet a lot of people said that. But let's take a look at all the answers. No pointless answers at all. So I have to say Luxembourg was a very, very good answer because the best answer on the board would have only got you 2 points. Let's take a look. Kiev in Ukraine and Astana in Kazakhstan. Both of those would have been 2 points. There's Luxembourg with 3. You would have got 3 for Minsk in Belarus. You would have got 4 for Prague in the Czech Republic. If you go up into the Baltic, you'd have got 6 for Vilnius, Lithuania. You'd have got 10 for the Latvian capital, Riga, and 11 for Tallinn, which is Estonia. Let's take a look at the top 3. We've heard a couple of them already. Moscow, 42, we know. We also know Oslo, 44. And what do you think's top?
Oh, London.
And London right at the top there with 68 points.
Thanks very much indeed. So at the end of our first round, the pair heading home with a high score of 139. I'm sorry, it's you, John and Lou. I'm sorry, but I mean, you know, you were thinking outside the box. I'm going to say, I think there. But I'm afraid, yes, too far outside and south of it. Anyway, it's been great having you on the show. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time. John and Lou,
you.
excellent.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So, 3 pairs remain. Obviously, at the end of this round, we'll have to say goodbye to another pair. Mark and Dan, you did good.
Out of the bag.
You did good there. Very well done indeed, Luxembourg. Very close between the other 2 pairs. Just 1 point between you. So, yes, I think this is going to be very exciting and very close. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is pop music. Pop music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns foreign song titles. Foreign song titles, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you the names of 6 UK top 40 singles, each of which have a foreign word in the title. We need you to tell us the name of the act who had a hit with that song, please. There's going to be 6 on each board, 12 in all to have a go at home.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, so we are looking for the artist or band that performed these songs. OK, here's our first board of 6. That's Amore, Non ho later per amati, Voulez-vous, Encore une fois, Dove l'amore, and Viva forever. I'll read those one last time. That's Amore, Non ho later per amati, Voulez-vous, Encore une fois, Dove l'amore, and Viva forever. There we are, 6 song titles with foreign words in them. Mark.
Not good, really. And the only one I know is pretty embarrassing, I think. But I have to go Viva Forever, the Spice Girls.
OK, Viva Forever, the Spice Girls, says Mark. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said the Spice Girls. $48.
Yeah, it was also the name of their musical in the West End that closed after 5 months.
Thanks very much. Now, Joe. Oh, no, Joe, you looked really pleased with this round.
Not so much anymore.
Oh, right.
This is a complete stab in the dark. I don't have a clue, really, on this one. I'm going to go with Voulez-vous as Christina Aguilera, because I know she was in Moulin Rouge song, and perhaps it's linked to that.
Oh, I see what you've done there, actually. No, yeah,
It's
no.
an educated guess.
No, there is a link between those words and her. Let's find out if it's right in this instance, though. Voulez-vous, Christina Aguilera. Bad luck, Joe. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. Yeah, she sings Lady Marmalade, doesn't she? The version of that. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Thanks, Richard. Now then, Linda, you're the last person to have this board. How do you find this board, Linda? I'm going to be honest, you don't look best pleased.
No, pop music is not me. I think That's Amore is somebody from my age group, but I can't remember the name of the person. So I'll go Voulez-vous, ABBA.
Voulez-vous, ABBA, says Linda. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said ABBA. It is right. 57. 57 for ABBA.
Yeah, very good answer. You're right that That's Amore is someone you'll know, I'm sure. It's Dean Martin.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Yeah,
Would have scored you 25 points. Encore une fois. Remember Encore une fois is a DJ, had a load of hits a few years ago. Sash.
Sash.
Yeah, Ecuador and various others.
Never
He did
remembered
13
that.
points to them.
Yeah.
Dove l'amour is Cher. And the other one on the board, it's an Italian lady who had a hit in the 60s. It's a pointless answer, and it was Gigliola Cinquetti. You remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, Non Holete per Amati. Oh, I'm going to be singing.
I'm going to be singing that all round now.
Yeah.
Everyone at home's now got that going round their head.
Non Holete per
Amati.
Amati.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Radiohead did a cover version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. The best score of that pass, would you believe, was yours, Mark, 48. So well done. That puts you in a strong position, up to 57, where we find Linda and Sarah, and then up to 100, where we find Joe and Steve. Now, who knows what's going to happen in the next pass? Steve, what we will need from you is a low-scoring answer. So best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more songs up on the board, and here they come. We have Livin' La Vida Loca, Hopipola, Quierme Mucho, Yours, La Isla Bonita, La Tristesse Durera, Scream to a Sigh, and Viva La Vida. I'll read them one more time. Livin' La Vida Loca, Hopipola, Quierme Mucho, Yours, La Isla Bonita, La Tristesse Durera, Scream to a Sigh, and Viva La Vida. There we are. Now, remember, we're looking for the artist or band who performed these songs. And, Sarah, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew.
I feel another 100 coming. I'll go for Christina Aguilera for...
She's getting a lot of these, isn't she?
Viva La Vida.
OK, Viva La Vida. You're saying Christina Aguilera. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's your red line. You have to get below that to get through to the next round. Let's see if that's right. Oh,
What a surprise.
I'm afraid another of those songs she hasn't sung. That scores you the maximum of 100 points, takes your total up to 157.
Yeah, sorry, Sarah, I'll give you the correct answer at the end of the pass.
Thanks, Richard. Now then, Steve. This is a better board, I think. You're not so convinced?
Well, it's OK now that the answer I was going to give didn't go. So other than the one I think I know, I haven't got a clue. So I'll go with Livin' La Vida Loca and Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin, says Steve. OK, well, you want to score 56 or less to avoid overtaking the high score of Linda and Sarah. There's your red line. Let's see if Ricky Martin can get you below that. He can, is the answer to that. Oh, just, look at that, 51. 151, you are just through.
Yeah, big score for Livin' La Vida Loca. 3 weeks at #1.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Dan, good news. You're in the head-to-head. You are in the head-to-head. Even if you score 100 points, you are in the head-to-head. You're also the last person to have this board, so if you fancied it, you could talk us through it and fill in the blanks.
Yeah, I only knew 2 of them, and one of them's just gone. One of them was the Ricky Martin one. But I'm fairly sure I know Viva La Vida, and I think it's Coldplay.
Coldplay, you're saying for Viva La Vida. Let's see if that's right. No red line for you as you're already through, but let's see how many people said Coldplay. 25. Takes your total up to 73.
Nice end to the round. Coldplay's first #1 in the UK and America. Viva la vida. Now, of the rest of these, how are you?
I could do 2 of those.
La Isla Bonita?
There's Madonna.
Is Madonna, yes. That would have scored 42. What's the other one you know?
Hoppy Polla.
Hoppy Polla.
Is Sigur Rós.
Sigur Rós, absolutely. It would have scored 2 points. Now, if you think you don't know that song, go on the internet, have a little listen to it. I guarantee you will know it. It's played on every advert, every movie, every TV show. Have a little listen to it. I promise you'll know it. Now, La Tristeza Durera, Screen to a Sigh, Manic Street Preachers. Would have scored you 3 points. And Quiere Mucho, yours. It's the best answer on the board. 1 point if you said Julio Iglesias.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, I'm afraid the pair leaving us with a high score of 157. It's Sarah and Linda. I'm sorry. It was second round last time, I think, wasn't it? Second round this time. I'm sorry you haven't made it beyond the second round. This is where we actually say goodbye. But it's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. Sarah and Linda.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Mark and Dan, Steve and Joe. You are now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. Now, we have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you're now going to go head-to-head. The difference is you're now allowed to confer before you give your answers, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns politicians' wives. Politicians, but that was best series on television in the last 10 years, I think.
OK, we're about to show you 5 images of women who are married to famous politicians. We need you to tell us the name of the politician they were married to, please. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 politicians' wives. And here they are. A. B. C. D. And E. There we are. Yes, politicians' wives. So Mark and Dan, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will be going first.
OK, we're going to go for D.
OK.
And Nicolas Sarkozy.
Nicolas Sarkozy, say Mark and Dan. Nicolas Sarkozy. Now, Steve and Joe, who are you going to go for?
I think we're going to go for E, David Cameron.
E, David Cameron. So we have Nicolas Sarkozy for D, and we have David Cameron for E. Mark and Dan said Nicolas Sarkozy. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many or 100 people said that. 14.
Good.
Steve and Joe have said David Cameron for E. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Is right. 56. 56, which means, Mark and Dan, after one question, you are up 1-0.
Yeah, Cameron and Sarkozy both punching above their weight, in my opinion, don't you think? That's Carla Bruni, of course, is a model and singer, and Samantha Cameron. Now, A, of course, is the brilliant Michelle Obama. She's married to Barack Obama. Would have scored you 69 points. And B, she's a very successful author. She's Frances Osborne, and she's married to George Osborne. And she's a pointless answer, so very well done if you said that. C, I think people will know, it's Pauline Prescott. And at the age of 22, she married the 23-year-old John Prescott. And she would have scored you 18 points. So the best answer on that board, Frances Osborne.
Thank you very much indeed. Richard, here comes your second question. Steve and Joe, you have to win this one to stay in the game, but you will get to answer it first. Best of luck. It concerns tax. Concerns tax, Richard.
Yeah, we are now going to show you 5 different types of tax, all collected by HM Revenues and Customs. By the way, big fan of their work, are you?
I am.
HMRC.
Yeah.
I love them. Do you like them, guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, terrific people. We're going to give you those 5 types of tax, but we've missed out alternate letters. Can you fill in the gaps, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 types of tax, and here they are. ISRNE, PEIMTX, ICMTX, VLEADDTX, CPTLGISTX, and CROAINTX. I'll read those all one last time. ISRNE, PEIMTX, ICMTX, VLEADDTX, CPTLGISTX, and CROAINTX. Steve and Joe, you'll go first.
Yeah, we think we know a few of them. So obviously, the lowest one, we're going to go for insurance premium tax.
Insurance premium tax is the first one. That's what you're saying. OK, Mark and Dan. Do you want to take us through all the other taxes?
Well, income tax, value-added tax, capital gains tax, and do you know the bottom one?
No, we're not sure about the bottom one.
But I think we'll go for capital gains tax.
OK, capital gains tax, say Mark and Dan. So we have insurance premium tax and capital gains tax. Steve and Joe, insurance premium tax. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's good. 28. Sorry. Now, Mark and Dan have said capital gains tax. Let's see how many people said capital gains tax. Is it right? $69. Well done, Steve and Joe. You're back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Well played, guys. Yeah, there is only one answer that would have beaten insurance premium tax, and that is the bottom one, as you can imagine. It's not income tax. That would have scored you 77. It's not value-added tax, because that would have scored you 53. It's the bottom one, and it's corporation tax, and would have scored you 19.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Here comes your 3rd question. Whoever wins this question will go through to the final and play for that jackpot. Best of luck to both pairs. It concerns the Battle of Waterloo.
Yeah, simply 5 clues now to facts about the Battle of Waterloo, and the team that gives us the most obscure answers going through to play for the jackpot. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. We have got the modern-day country in which the village of Waterloo is located, the French emperor who is defeated, the commander of the British troops, said to have been won on the playing fields of this school, and the year in which it occurred. I'll read those one last time. The modern-day country in which the village of Waterloo is located, the French emperor who is defeated, the commander of the British troops, said to have been won on the playing fields of this school, and the year in which it occurred. There we are, 5 clues to facts about the Battle of Waterloo. Mark and Dan, you will go first.
OK. I think it's 1812, but I'm told I'm not sure. It's a big guess to make. If it's wrong, it's a big guess. Is it Nelson? What's it called? We're going to have to go for the emperor and say Napoleon.
OK, you're going to say Napoleon. Mark and Dan go with Napoleon. Steve and Joe, what are you going to go for?
This isn't the best board for us, Alexander, to be honest.
Do you want to do some just thinking out loud? Think of each one?
Year in which it occurred, I want to say maybe 1500s, but who knows? School, no. Commander of the British troops, no. Should we just go with country? Yeah. Go with England for the modern-day country in which the village of Waterloo is located. Complete guess.
OK. Now then, Mark and Dan have said Napoleon was the French emperor who was defeated. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Napoleon. $81. Steve and Joe have said England, the modern-day country in which the village of Waterloo is to be found. No.
Probably France.
No, bad luck. Which means Mark and Dan, after 3 questions, you're through to the final 2-1. Well done.
Yep, not England, and not in the 1500s either, the Battle of Waterloo. I'm sure they forced you to learn all this at school, didn't they?
Yeah.
In our day, I'm almost certain. Guys, any idea what date it was?
I've got a good feeling. I think it's 1812.
1815. 1815 was the answer.
Yeah.
4 of 100 thought it was 1066. would have scored you 23 points that year. Now, the commander of the British troops was
Duke of Wellington.
the Duke of Wellington. Would have scored you 36. It's said to have been one on the playing fields of this school. Could have had a guess at this, I think. It's Eton. Would have scored you 44. And the modern-day country, what would you guess for that?
Belgium.
It is in Belgium, yeah. And that would have scored you 28 points. So the best answer on that board would have been 1815.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of our head-to-head round, it's Steve and Joe. You performed pretty solidly in both shows, and then you met your Waterloo. That is fair to say. Listen, Steve and Joe, it's been great having you on both shows. Thank you so much for playing. Steve and Joe. But for Mark and Dan, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Mark and Dan. You've seen off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,000. There it is. Well, you've done very, very well. Some nice low scoring from you. And I think we've tested you on all sorts of subjects. We kicked off, of course, with capital cities north of Paris. Then we had songs with foreign words in them, politicians' wives, taxes, and we've had the Battle of Waterloo. I mean, really, we have tested you. Anything you particularly like to see come up?
I don't know, strong for me would probably be movies, more music, maybe football as well.
Yeah, could be embarrassing if religion comes up.
Yeah. When we get it wrong.
Yeah. OK, well, very best of luck. Here are your 4 choices. You've got American playwrights, artists in the Tate's collection, Scottish sport, Oliver's.
Scottish sport might be like Silver. We'll have to go Oliver's, I'm afraid.
You're going to go for Oliver's. Richard.
Yeah, 3 very different questions on this one, so not a bad choice. We're looking for anyone who was credited in the film Oliver. That's the 1968 film version of Oliver. The title of any Jamie Oliver book, or any Ollie Murs top 40 singles. So, according to IMDb, anyone who's credited in the film of Oliver, the title of any Jamie Oliver book, and any top 40 single credited to Ollie Murs, or which has him as a featured credited artist. So 3 very different questions there. I suspect the people at home will be doing well on one or other of those categories. Very best of luck in the studio.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and to win that jackpot, all you have to do is to find just 1 pointless answer among those. Now, remember, the answers you give can come from any of these categories, and how you spread them across the categories is entirely down to you. They can all come from the same one if you like, or 1 from each, 2 from one, 1 from another, entirely down to you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right, I know it. Jamie Oliver book is 15. Jamie Oliver book is 15-minute meals. I know that one.
Right, we'll go there.
Journey of the...
No idea.
Ollie Murs songs.
London Town, is it? London Town?
Not sure, there's Army of Two.
Army of Two.
Speak up.
There's that new one.
You can talk at full voice. We can hear what you're saying.
OK, we'll go Army of Two.
We've got Army of Two. He's got his new one, which is, I think it's called Hand on My Heart.
OK.
And
15-minute recipes. What did you say it was?
15-minute meals for Jamie Oliver's book. Okay. There's another Ollie Murs song. Troublemaker.
Oh, yeah, Troublemaker. I don't know. You're thinking
Yeah,
of me.
think
What's that one? Thinking of me.
10 seconds left.
Right, OK, let's get the answers then.
So we
So,
go
15-minute
meals.
15-minute meals.
Let's go for Troublemaker.
Troublemaker and
Army of Two.
Army of Two.
OK, there we are. That's your time up, just as it sounded like you were deciding on your final 3. So what are your 3 answers going to be?
We're going to go for one of Jamie Oliver's books, which we think is called 15-minute meals.
15-minute meals.
And then 2 of Ollie Murs songs, which are Army of Two.
Army of Two.
Hand on My Heart.
Hand on My Heart. OK, now of those 3, which is your most likely to be pointless, do you think?
The recipe book, I think.
OK, well,
Whatever.
15-minute meals, we'll put that last.
Yeah.
Which is your least likely to be pointless? Hand on My Heart.
Hand on My Heart.
OK, we'll do them in that order. And here they are. We've got Hand on My Heart, Army of Two, and 15-minute meals. Well, very best of luck. Your first answer was Hand on My Heart. This is the one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless. But let's say one of them is pointless and you win that money. What would you do with your share of that £1,000, Mark?
I might Might have a trip somewhere. Might go to Luxembourg, buy Spice Girls album. Listen to it on the way. Little holiday, I think.
Excellent. Dan, how about you?
I'd probably be the same, really. I haven't had a holiday in a while, so it'd be nice to get away for a week. Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Good. Well, best of luck. Hand on my heart. Let's find out. In this instance, we were looking for an Ollie Murs UK Top 40 single. If this is correct and it is pointless, it will win you £1,000. Is it pointless? No, bad luck. Bad luck, I'm afraid. That's an incorrect answer, which means only 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. Your next answer was Army of Two, also an Ollie Murs UK Top 40 single. Let's find out if that's correct. If it is, and if it is pointless, you will win the jackpot. So for £1,000, how many people said Army of Two? It's right. Well, your first answer, Hand on My Heart, was incorrect. Army of Two, though, is correct, now taking us down through the teens into single figures, still going down. Down it goes. Oh! One. Everything is now riding on your third and final answer, which is 15-minute meals. In this case, we were looking for Jamie Oliver cookbooks. Again, it has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £1,000, let's see how many people said 15-minute meals. It's right. Well, your first answer, Hand on My Heart, was incorrect. Your second answer, Army of Two, took us all the way down to 1. Your third... Oh, bad luck. 21. Well, unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you don't win today's jackpot of £1,000, and that will roll over onto the next show. But we've really enjoyed having you on the show. And remember, you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so very well done.
Unlucky gents, some good Ollie Murs knowledge there, though. You did very well with Army of Two, just getting 1 point. Let's take a look at the pointless answers in all the different categories. Cast of Oliver, a great lineup of British actors here. Hilda Baker, Kenneth Cranham, who played Noah Claypole, Leonard Rossiter, Peggy Mount, who was Mrs. Bumble. All of those would have been pointless answers. Well done if you said any of those. Jamie's books, there's quite a few pointless answers here. Jamie's America, you could have had Jamie's Dinners. Saved with Jamie, you could have had The Return of the Naked Chef, you could have had Funky Food, Happy Days with the Naked Chef, you could have had Jamie's Little Book of Big Treats, Jamie's Monster Bake Sale, or Jamie's Red Nose Recipes. All of those pointless. And Ollie Murs, Top 40 Singles, Heart on My Sleeve, Oh My Goodness, and Right Place, Right Time. Well done if you got a pointless answer at home, and very, very unlucky in the studio.
Thanks very much. Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Mark and Dan, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Mark and Dan.
Thank you.
Well, sadly, Mark and Dan didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £2,000. Join us next time, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.